everyone, welcome to my new channel. This one is dedicated to reviewing books and doing book tags and talking about books in general because I have been recently getting back into books and there's a lot of books that I have been wanting to talk about and to review, and I've been watching a lot of booktubers lately and it seemed like fun, so this is my new channel. The first book that I think is appropriate for the opening of my channel and a very good book, I would rate it about 3 stars, is Openly Straight by Bill Konigsberg. I am so sorry if I butchered this name. I am not good at pronouncing names sometimes, and this is one of the cases. The cover caught my eye. I was actually looking through a couple of Goodreads, and this book popped up a lot when it was like young adult, LGBT, and it got pretty good ratings. If I'm not mistaken, it got 4.5 stars, or a little bit below 4.5 stars, and I've heard a lot of great things about this book, so I had naturally high expectations. It's the first book I've ever read that had to do with being gay or LGBT rights, or like just finding yourself in general. And one thing I will say is I think all high school, I think this should be a book required for high school students. I say this because I feel like when it comes to our day and age, we're getting to a point where it's becoming more natural and more common to come out and to be open with yourself. And I feel like to some kids this would hit home and this would help them to accept who they are and to help others see that there's more to a person than just being gay. Let's get on with the review about this book. First of all, the summary of this book is a guy, I haven't read it in a while so I had to look at the name, Raph, I think that's how you pronounce it. He moves away from his old school and he goes to this new school for the sole purpose of he wants to throw away his label of being gay and he wants to go to another school and just be normal. And I'm putting that normal in quotations because it's normal is whoever you are, but to him, he's been defined his whole life by being the gay kid, and while his school was accepting about it, it's kind of like that awkward, you're known as only that label, and you're put in awkward situations, and he was tired of that. He just wanted to be one of the guys, so he went to this new school. And it's like his journey through this experience and how he finds himself and learns to grasp that being gay is part of him, and it's important, and it's not good to just ignore that and pretend to be someone you're not. Now, if you have not read this book, please go read it, because there's going to be spoilers in this next part, and I don't want to spoil you. However, if you don't plan on reading this book, or you're not quite interested but kind of want to know my thoughts about it, then stick around. I'll be more than happy to talk to you about it. Bye-bye! So, like I said, I had high expectations about this book. So, going into it, I was a bit unimpressed. And I say that not because I hated the book. I enjoyed the message that it gave, but I found myself throughout the book looking to see when the chapter ended, or going through it and being like, okay, when does this book end so I can read the next book on my shelf? And for me personally, that's not an experience I want when reading a book. I want the story to never end. I don't want it to end as soon as possible, and I was not engrossed in this book like I wanted to. And I think one of the major downfalls for me is I don't like sports. I don't like reading about it, I don't like talking about it, I don't like watching it, I don't sport in general. I'm not a sports person, I never did it, except for softball when I was like maybe one season when I was like 8. But the thing is, there was a few scenes where it was just about a sports game he was playing, or the team, the friends he made was, I believe, if I remember correctly, it was a baseball team. or soccer. I can't remember which one it was, but he would talk about it, and they would talk about it, but I'm not interested in that subject. So I would find myself zoning out or not understanding because I don't understand terms of sports, so it was kind of hard for me. But one of the major downfalls I found in this book is in the summary, it says, you know, he's finding himself, he's moving to a new school, he's throwing away his labels, but along the way he falls for one of his friends. So naturally, I thought, okay, he's going to go to this school, he's going to throw away his label, he's going to start to fall for one of these new friends he makes. And throughout that, they're going to slowly fall for each other, and he's going to learn to accept that it's okay, and the guy that he's crushing on, whose name is Ben, that's his name, is going to help him realize in himself that it's okay for who he is, and that he don't need to pretend to be something he's not. And sadly, that wasn't the case with this book. With this book, that was the most major downfall. I expected to be a super, like, lovey romance feeling, and it wasn't. Basically, what happened was he starts to fall for his friend Ben, and Ben starts to fall for him. But Ben thinks that since they're both straight, that they're finding themselves together, and once Raph confesses to him that he has been gay this whole time, Ben throws him to the curb and was like, you broke my heart, you lied to me, I can't forgive you, don't talk to me, and ignores him for a long time. And finally, like during finals, Raph goes to him and says, can we at least be friends? And by the end of the book, we don't even know if they're friends or not, guys. It was a major downfall. It had a good message and all that great stuff, and like I said, I recommend it to high schoolers, and it got 3 stars because it's good, but I had such high expectations. So if you plan on reading this book, I suggest that, or you go into it with having no expectations and just focusing on the main message. And if you like sports, you could probably like this too. I don't hate the book. It was just, I expected more from it, and I've heard people talk about this book as well, and some of the points I made were some of the points they made. So yeah, I wanted to love it. I wanted to fall in love with it and it be one of my top favorite books of all time, but sadly it's not. I will leave the Goodreads link to this book, as well as Barnes & Noble link to this book, in the down bar below if you're interested in purchasing or kind of learning more about this book from other people's reviews of it on Goodreads. Thank you so much, guys, for coming to my channel. I'm really excited to start this channel. I'm really excited to review more books. I'm really excited to get to know you guys, and you guys get to know me. So if you guys have any suggestions on what books I should read next, or any tags I should do, please leave them in the comments down below. Thank you guys. Bye!